Welcome to the Orem City Online Traffic School. Presented to you by the Orem City Police Department. Welcome to the Orem Police Department's Online Traffic School. We hope you find this course to be informative and not too painful to endure for the next hour and a half. Our goal is to provide you with educational information and tips to help reduce and eliminate your chances of being involved in another crash or receiving another citation. So, let's go ahead and get started and go over the course format and requirements. This course was designed for the Orem Police Department's use and does not meet any state or insurance approved criteria. At the successful completion of this course, the Orem Justice Court will be notified and you will have successfully entered into your plea and abeyance with the court. To complete this course successfully, you must complete 4 simple tasks. First, read and listen to all the sections, which means pay attention. Second, pass each quiz after each section with a 100%. Third, pass a post-lesson exam with at least an 80% to receive credit for the course. Fourth, complete a short evaluation form. Please pay attention to the items in bold. That is a clue, meaning it has importance and you may see it later in a quiz or as a test question. We hope you enjoy your online experience and take the time to apply this information into your daily driving habits. The course objectives and goal here at the Orem Police Department is to reduce traffic crashes and fatalities in our communities by being aware of 3 things. First, encouraging safe driving behaviors. Second, illustrating the effects speed has on crashes. Third, educate motorists on current and new traffic laws. If we as motorists understand these 3 simple things, we will be well on our way to becoming a defensive driver. So, let me ask you a question. Why traffic school? Why did you decide to join us today instead of just paying the citation or fighting it in court? I'm sure a few things might come to mind, such as you didn't have time to take off work, to sit around all day at the court losing even more money. You might think to yourself that you wouldn't have a chance of winning and the judge isn't going to listen to your side anyway. Your insurance premiums are high, and you don't need them going any higher. Well, for whatever reason you might have had, we're glad you decided to join us and hope you learned some useful information. So, first of all, let's talk about your motor vehicle record, which is also referred to as your MVR by the Driver's License Division, the DLD. Your MVR is like your driver's license report card. It gives the DLD insight into your driving behaviors. Each time you receive a citation, that information is recorded on your MVR unless you take a traffic school class like this one, where you enter into a plea and abeyance with the court. The Orem Justice Court plea and abeyance is a 6-month agreement where you have agreed to not receive any moving violations within that time period. So, what if you get a ticket in that time period? Well, that would mean the citation you originally received would go on to your record in addition to the recent citation you just got. So let's not waste any more of your time and money and make sure you mind your P's and Q's out there. Second, you might be worried about your insurance rates. Most people just assume the second you get a citation, your insurance companies are alerted and are just waiting to increase your rates. Generally, this is not how the insurance companies work. Unless you are actively looking at a new insurance carrier or making changes to your policy, such as adding drivers, most insurance companies will never know you received a citation. So are you now asking yourself, why did I take this course? Well, either way, if they know or don't know, it's always a good decision to remove points whenever possible. There are some jurisdictions that do not offer traffic school, so if you find yourself getting a second citation, you might start racking up the points. Finally, the third, which I'm sure all of you are really here for, is you want to gain knowledge and become a safer and more defensive driver. We know that's probably not the case, and most of you are being forced to take this class, but we hope you walk away with some useful information you can utilize in your daily driving behaviors. Let's quickly go over the point system so you know what to look out for. If you are under the age of 21, you are only allowed to accumulate 70 points in the state of Utah. If you are over 21, you are allowed to accumulate 200 points. The goal in this game is to try and get little to no points if possible. If for some reason you do reach that point amount, you could receive a letter from the DLD about having your license suspended or being put on points probation. If you look to the right, it tells you the amount of points received on some of the most frequent traffic violations. Driving is one of the most dangerous things you will do every day. We may not think of it as being dangerous because we generally make it to our destination safely. According to the World Health Organization, roughly 109 Americans die daily in traffic-related incidents. That equates to almost 40,000 lives lost due to someone's careless actions, such as running red lights, distracted driving, and speeding. Right now, those statistics might just be a number to you, unless you lose a loved one, making it not just a number anymore. We may not give any thought to these careless driving behaviors, but think about the thousands of lives lost every year caused by poor driving decisions. Let's go ahead and discuss the 4 primary crash factors, which are going to be our main topics of this course. Speeding, aggressive driving, right-of-way violations, and last but not least, distracted driving. So, let's first talk about the number 1 contributing factor to fatal crashes, speeding. Speeding is probably one of the easiest traffic violations to commit during our daily travels. So why do so many of us speed? And what can we do to help us slow down? Well, to figure out the answer to the question, we first need to ask ourselves what causes us to speed. Let's look at our time management. How many of us find ourselves always running late for work or for school? Could we learn to get up earlier or plan our days better to accommodate our busy schedules? How about not paying attention to our speed limit signs, or just being distracted by others in the vehicle or electronic devices? It's really easy to assume a speed limit, but if you're not certain, you're putting yourself at risk of possibly getting a citation based off an assumption. Hey, let's be honest, sometimes it's just fun to go fast. We don't skydive, race cars, or hop on a roller coaster because they go slow. Going fast can be a rush, but as responsible, defensive drivers, we need to learn that there is always a time and place, and that place is not on a public roadway where you could endanger yourself or others. Now that we've looked at some of the reasons we speed, let's ask ourselves, are these driving behaviors worth risking our life, our families, or our friends over being a few minutes late or the thrill of driving fast? In this next video we are going to watch, we will see how even a light increase in our speed can prove fatal.
This car was traveling at 35 miles per hour. Had it been traveling at 30, it would have stopped here. Think. Slow down.
Before you panic over what you just saw, know that this video was simulated and was not real. But now imagine if that was real and the driver was you. Think about the impact this would have on you, the parents of the child, and those that had to witness the incident. I know it's easy for us to get caught up with the flow of traffic, but in all honesty, we know the flow of traffic these days is going way too fast. Take some extra time today and try practicing slowing down. I promise you won't regret it. Take a minute or two and read the paragraphs below. Remember, anything you read in bold may be important, and you may want to write it down. You can take a few minutes and click below to read about the speed limits in rural versus urban areas, the speed limit code, and our state statistics involving traffic-related crashes. We encourage you to become familiar with the law, and you can do that from any device that can access the internet at the link listed below. The 41-6A code is where you can find all traffic-related codes in the state of Utah. Remember, police officers are human too and can make mistakes with traffic codes. If you feel that you were cited and don't feel that the code fits, please take the time to research the code and find out on your own. We made it! Here we are at our first quiz of this section. Remember, you must get a 100% to move on, so like we've talked about in this section, slow down. And take your time and read over the questions carefully. With that being said, I'll leave you to it, and good luck. I'll see you in just a few.